Your nuclear fanatics don't know what they've created. This new Godzilla is unfriendly, and he's going to destroy your country. There's nothing you can do about it.
Hello everyone, this is John Heyman, back again with another Godzilla Resin Kit build. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'll be showcasing my build of the Horizing Godzilla 1991. This kit is based off the Goji suit, as featured in 1991's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. This suit, along with the Goji suit from 1989's Godzilla vs. Biollante, may be my favorite Godzilla designs of all time. This kit was a WonderFest exclusive and was limited to 40 pieces. It is a resin kit and stands at around 40 centimeters tall. First things first, get some shout outs out of the way. First, big shout out to my dad who helped me acquire this kit as a birthday gift. I'd say he's somewhat of a kaiju fan. He's always been enthusiastic about my collecting and everything, so when I told him like, oh, I have to get this kit, I'm about to sell something if I have to, he was like, no, I'll give you some money. So big shout out to him for helping me get it. Second, gotta give a shout out to Doc Mack and Jurgon Kaijukan at the Kaiju Kit Builders Club over at Facebook. These two were consistently updating me with links to Yahoo Japan auctions on the kit after I missed out on it at WonderFest. Getting a proxy to get these figures can be pretty difficult, so messed that up, and these guys were a big help. Third, I have to give a shout out to Nick over at Iconic Repaints. So I kind of have a tendency to freak out about things when I build these kits, and every time I would mess something up or I would be like not sure of how I wanted to proceed, I would message him for advice, and he'd usually be like, calm down, John, and I don't know, big help. So this is my second resin kit, the fourth model kit overall, not including the ones I made when I was like 10 years old. You don't want to see those. Building this kit was an extremely pleasant experience. All the parts were already keyed, which meant I could pretty much forego pinning on most parts. Aside from that, the casting on this kit was pretty much excellent. I really didn't have to do much putting or trimming or anything like that in the initial stages of the build. I mean, it was like nearly perfect. I'd say if you really wanted to, you could probably build this kit within the span of a week. Easily the most pleasant experience I've had with the kit yet. Really can't really see much seams right out of the box. So, although this kit is hyper detailed, Horizon didn't set out to make a suit accurate kit. This is a stylized take on the Goji design. However, with that being said, it pretty much represents what I think when I hear the word Godzilla in my head. This design emphasizes Godzilla's sheer raw power and really captures that roided out look of the 1991 suit. just in a stylized or maybe even idealized form. With that being said, I initially set out to paint this kit in a traditional suit accurate paint job. That didn't last long. I looked at the poster for this film, which was painted by legendary Godzilla and sci-fi artist Noriyoshi Arai. In that poster, Arai painted Godzilla with red, pupilless eyes. I loved this look and decided to go with it. I wanted to create a glowing look to the eyes to emphasize this Godzilla's raw power and savagery. I further departed from the suit with the colors used in the dorsal plates. I used various shades of gray and even orange to dirty up the dorsal plates. This idea was born really out of two reasons. The first is that I think my Godzilla collection could use some variance color-wise, and second, I wanted to emphasize the age and natural aspects of this creature. I wanted his dorsal plates to have an almost rock-like or fossil-like appearance to them. Okay, on to my overall thoughts and what I learned. This is my second resin kit. I completed my first kit, the Tease Facto 2004, around this time last year. The reason for the length of time between completing these kits is because I was bogged down with pretty much schoolwork. However, during this time, I've also been working on the Volk's 30cm King Ghidorah 1964 kit. I'm still working on that. You don't even want to get me started on it. But I also learned some things during that ongoing build that I was able to apply to this kit. I would say that I'm largely satisfied with how he came out. The one thing I learned the most was how to putty seams. The leap in detail I was able to establish with my puttying increased with pretty much every seam I puttied. Looking back, I now notice that my puttying early on in the build is not up to par with my puttying later on in the build. Lucky for me, it's hardly noticeable. However, I think I learned enough that on my next kit, puttying really won't be an issue at all. I'm way more confident about it now. The most difficult and frustrating aspect of this build was definitely dropping the head and breaking a tooth. I was literally freaking out about this. I was like, oh man, what have I done? I should just stop even trying to build these kits, and I should just, save up and perhaps ship it out to someone else to build. But that didn't last too long, thankfully. I basically had to resculpt the tooth using Abe's epoxy sculpt. This took me forever, and like 50 tries. Every single time I got it right, I would accidentally like bump it when I like set it down, or like somehow I would ruin it. So it took me like 50 tries. It was giving me headaches. Although this was frustrating at the time, I'd say this taught me invaluable lessons as a kit builder. I now feel pretty confident in my sculpting abilities, and I've even applied some of these lessons to my ongoing King Ghidorah build. So that's been a big help because that kit required a lot of fixing up. With that being said, for my next kit, I want to get an airbrush, and I think I'll buy one before completing my next one. I just think it will make things much easier in regards to feathering things like the dorsal plates and like conserving detail. Because I don't think you have as much control even with the brush as you can maybe get with the airbrush. I don't know. We'll see. Even now, while taking pictures and prepping for this discussion, I noticed subtle mistakes that may need correction in the future. But for now, especially with this being my second kit, I'm okay with them. Honestly, this is probably my favorite figure/kit in my collection, even surpassing the Tease Facto 2004. I had a ton of fun building this guy, and I think I improved upon my previous efforts. Definitely my favorite 1991 sculpt, even eclipsing the Sakai released a few years ago and then re-released by X Plus. I highly recommend purchasing this kit if you have the chance to get it at a reasonable price. Don't go broke in it. But I've also heard that Horizing may re-release this kit with an alternate head sculpt at some point. And in the initial promotion pictures around WonderFest time, October last year, I do recall seeing pictures on Twitter of a semi-closed mouth version. Not sure what happened with that. Perhaps that will be the re-release. I'm not sure. But I do think that if you missed out on this guy, probably don't go spending thousands of dollars to get it, because I think there'll be some sort of re-release. Yeah. Finally, I'd like to close out this video with some size comparisons. First off is the X Plus Gigantic Godzilla 2001. I thought this was the most comparable figure in my collection to the Horizing. It's kind of weird, because although the 91 is taller than the GMK just has those huge feet. Keep in mind I don't have the tail attached on the GMK here because of space reasons. Next, we have a comparison to some other Heisei Godzillas. The Kyoto 20cm Godzilla 1989 and the X Plus Sakai Godzilla 1991, a 30cm figure. As you can see, the Horizing is bigger than both, although I highly enjoy all three of these sculpts. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel.